Welcome to Around Table. This is the episode where your favorite guests from the Wreck My podcast get together around a virtual table and talk about nothing and everything. I'm here with my guest this week. It's his party and he can cry if he wants to. It's Cam.
Yeah, that's true. Isn't that band Veruca Salt?
Is that
the band?
Salt? I don't think
so.
so.
Is that Veruca Salt?
I think no. Is Veruca Salt the one that did Zombie?
No, that's the Cranberries.
Oh, the Cranberries. Yeah. I don't think Veruca Salt did the song.
I think it's Veruca Salt, and that's very timely because I just watched Willy Wonka. No, that's Violet Beauregard.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Well, whoever it is.
Veruca Salt is the one that wants the golden goose.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. Right. Well, I knew I was watching you watching Willy Wonka, and that's how I knew to do this one.
Metaverse.
You. Yes. I'm here with my other guest. He wants candy. It's Krager.
Aaron Carter was a thing.
Yes. Yes, he was. And then I'm here. He's walking on sunshine. It's Joe.
Hi. 90s references.
Yeah, lots of 90s. The CD that's like party mix from the 90s right now. And then I'm your host. I'm walking like an Egyptian, even though that's racist. I'm Jordan. Is that racist? Walking like an Egyptian? Are we talking about ancient Egypt and they're all dead anyway, so it's technically not racist?
Yeah.
How does
or
that
like
work?
Current Egyptians?
Yeah, because I don't think current Egyptians are walking like that. I think they walk like the rest of us.
How do you know?
Yeah.
Have you been there?
Nope.
Speaking of fun 90s music references, I saw this video. This girl's mom gave her a shirt and it said Nirvana on it, and she's all like proud, walk around school.
Oh,
yeah,
I saw this.
I like old school bands.
So good.
And then the mom's all like, "Honey, what band is that?" I was like, "Nirvana." The picture is of Hanson, but it just says Nirvana on top of it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
To be honest, though, I think Kurt Cobain could pass as like the drugged out brother of the Hansons.
Exactly.
The forgotten one.
Yes,
yeah.
I forgot.
The
He's like that
non-Mormon
Jonas
one.
brother no one knew about.
Yeah. Hanson
Is there a
was the
Jonas
first
brother
concert.
no one knew about?
There's a fourth Jonas brother.
There is? What?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
He's really young.
today years old.
his name is
crazy.
Jonas.
His name Jonas. Oh man. Okay, so I want to tell you guys we have 4 new reviews since the last time we did a round table, which one tells you how long it's been since we've done a round table.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. We've had a lot of COVID being passed around. Cover your ears right now because Joe's spreading it to our listeners. But
please stay within 6 feet.
yes, they just have their headphones.
Yes,
within.
You're trying to give them COVID, apparently.
Yeah, stay with
Yeah,
it.
Please stand within 6 feet.
Get real nice and close.
Yeah, it's like an
Bring it in,
MLM.
bring it in.
The only way he makes a commission is if he gets people to sign up COVID
If he
underneath
gets
him.
two people underneath him.
Pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it is. All right, so here's some of our first one here was nope. Okay, so actually we only have 3. I lied. The first one here we actually read, I believe, on our Kung Pao episode. It is from Pony Danza. He wrote some chuds who wish they ... and I don't know what else he said. So he goes, so if you're looking for fun, insightful, and hilarious trips down memory lane, then look no further than Elite 8 Showdown. Super contractually obligated best friends Tim and Chuck take us down the best memories of lives and have a good laugh along the way. Then hilarious unmasking of Wendy's Frosty Killer, the outrageously hilarious story of baby Jessica beating Ernest Borgnine in a game of Mario Kart while still stuck in that well, and so many more pop culture riffs and stories of our childhood. The hosts of Wreck My Podcast are probably some nerds that don't even know the glory of Bruce Boxleitner, but you know who does? Tim and Chuck of Elite 8 Showdown, part of the Professional Casual Network. Also, Wreck My Podcast can't even get a sponsorship from Bearded Dragon Games. Elite 8 Showdown does, though. Also, Elite 8 Showdown had medium-sized Ben as a guest host. The nerds on this podcast, no medium-sized Ben. So if you want to hear a good podcast, check out Elite 8 Showdown. You'll be glad you did. The genius of this guerrilla warfare that Elite 8 Showdown is doing on other shows like ours is that why would I ever delete this 5-star review?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm keeping this bad boy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also in his subject line, he said some chuds who wish they were Elite 8 Showdown. But chuds is spelled C.H.U.D.s, which means he's referring to us as cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. And Cam just knocked over some artwork in his house.
It's just a map.
I hit it with my elbow. We could put it back.
And it's a map of where they live. They should know where they live by now.
Yeah.
That's what you get for having artwork so close to you, Cam.
My favorite Corey just looked at me and she was just like, "What'd you do?"
I think it's funny that they have this going on,
movie.
Considering we all like a Recommend Podcast has more 5-star reviews than Elite 8 Hoedown. So
yeah, we have 45 5-star reviews. We're really close to 50 5-star reviews right now. We are almost there.
It's true.
Oh man, it's like we should have like a special episode once we get 55-star reviews.
We should, but that would just be stupid. So we're not going to.
Why would we want to do that?
Why would we want to do that?
So
That's
lame.
That's the dumbest gimmick in the world.
Such an insignificant milestone. Like, it's not a big deal.
I know. It's really no big deal.
So
only the losers do that.
The losers, those chuds over there.
I just got the reference because I've literally never listened to their podcast.
Yes,
I just put it together.
We're trying to be heavy-handed enough that everything we're bagging on is something Elite 8 Showdown is in favor of.
Yeah.
So here's a real review from Tina Greenwood. She's a good friend of the show here. She said, "Fantastic fun pod. A fun group of guys who take a topic, usually movies, TV, fandom in general, and wreck it. Meaning they really break it down and review it in their own opinions. They don't always agree either, which makes for a fun time. They all have very different personalities that blend so well together. They like to share what beverages they're drinking, usually IPAs or specialty beers. I recommend you give them a listen. Once you do, you'll be a fan for sure." Do we drink a lot of IPAs on the show?
I was like,
stay away from the IPAs.
Clearly, Tina doesn't listen. She's just like, IPAs is a thing.
I think most people who
She just skipped the sour episodes.
Yeah, right. I think most people who are, is that like 40 of our
40 episodes? Yeah.
We are like exclusively an IPA hating podcast.
Yeah, but we've had a good amount of them. It's just that we never like them.
You know what's really really interesting actually is that last week I released what I called a rad replays because I didn't get an episode out where I released our first around table ever, and we drank a Brute IPA on the show.
Yeah,
Weird.
I listened. It was bittersweet because like the energy we all had back then was like so awesome. And now we're just like decrepit old men.
It's different when you're all in a room together.
Exactly.
Yeah, we are all getting old and curmudgeon-y now 2 years later.
Just like this, the listeners can feel when we're playing footsie with each other. Just it's electric.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
Just 3 years of me teaching at an all-boys school just like slowly ripped my soul out of my body.
Speaking of, Cam, okay, when you grade... Here's the first question. When you grade papers at your school, do you give letter grades or pass-fails?
Letter grades.
Okay, I think the next time you have someone who gets an A, you should not write A on it, but draw a picture of draw a picture of Fonzie. A.
It's good. I will do that. I will draw a picture of Fonzie.
Yeah.
And I'll also get people who failed Fonzie.
Yes, for the F.
Yeah.
I love it.
Totally.
All right, so here's our last one. Oh my good Lord, this is a novel that someone wrote. They said the Elite 8 Showdown of movie something or other. I can't see what the subject says, but it says, "Just like Elite 8 Showdown, I've never listened to an episode of Wreck My Podcast, although maybe I should, considering the amount of time Tim talks about it when we're together. And Chuck is on Elite 8 Showdown, and he's not on here, so there's that. Elite 8 Showdown is the liverwurst of podcasts. Some people like it. I had a BB gun when I was a kid. It was pretty neat. I'd shoot cans and bottles off my fence in the backyard. Cool until I had to pick up the broken glass. I once shot a bird with it. My neighbor yelled at me. I never purposely killed anything before or since. I feel bad for that bird, dying senselessly. Sorry, bird. And sorry, Tim, for making you have to read this long and rambling review. I'm not Tim. I know you won't stop, though. You have to see it through to the end, if only to make Chuck suffer through it too. Maybe you want to see it if it has a point. It doesn't. Sometimes at night I close my eyes and slow my breathing, and it feels like my body is miles long. I can almost feel every synapse and can almost imagine my feet and hands being so distant from my brain. The room swallows sounds, and what seems like a vast cavern is just a small bedroom. I open my eyes, and everything snaps back into place. Do you like hot chocolate? I love hot chocolate. People should buy hot chocolate. In college, I used the sauna once. We had to go to a different college and sneak into their gym to use it. Our college wasn't fancy enough to have a sauna. I really enjoy, and then it just ends because I think he ran out of characters.
Oh my God.
I really enjoy.
Who was that?
This is from Bunk 283.
Nice.
Bunk 283. If you're listening, let us know who you are, because that was wonderful. I love that. I also really need to send this to Tim, because I think Tim needs to read this on Elite Eight Showdown too.
That was
speaking of. We should.
I would definitely draw a Fonzie on that review.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of, we should all take Big Chuck style photos.
What is that? Just in the bathroom wearing...
Yeah, in the bathroom with a graphic tee, hands to the side, and...
Yes, I love that idea. Okay, after this episode, you guys send me all those pictures, and I will post them onto our Instagram and tag him on it. We need the Big Chuck pictures.
We'll do it.
Sounds good.
I'll send Cam a example of what it looks like, because I know he doesn't follow any of our friends.
Go to his Instagram. It's every single picture.
I follow Big Chuck on Instagram.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, because he's nice, and he also painted me a little figure one time.
Oh, that's fun. What was the figure of?
A D&D character that I created on Hero Forge.
Very
cool.
sick. That's awesome. Those are a lot of nerdy words. Okay. Last thing that we're going to talk about is, first thing we're going to talk about beer review. All right, let's move into beer review.
Hey.
All right, guys, tell me what you're drinking. I'll tell you what I drank last night, because that's the thing I do now. Speaking of Brut IPAs, I had a Brut IPA last night, which was the second time in my life, first time being our podcast 2 years ago, that I've ever had one.
How was it?
It was good. It was good. I actually like them more than regular IPAs, because I prefer that little bit of bite and dryness to it. But
you prefer the Brut?
It was a lot longer than 2 years ago.
Was it? I thought it was like
it was like 3 years ago.
May or June of 2019.
No, I looked it up. It was like February of like 2019 or 2018.
Oh my gosh. So 3 years. Dang. All right.
Sick.
I'm old. All right, Cam, what are you drinking?
So I'm drinking something that is a local brewery out here from Elst. But my Cicerone friend brought this to our Super Bowl party. Yes, it's like a sommelier, but for beer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Uncultured swines.
And
I work at a brewery.
Me too.
So it's labeled as a brown for plebes, but it's a Belgian Dubel.
Oh wow, that's not anywhere near a brown ale at all.
No, but it's for plebes. And then it says Belgian style Dubel featuring a dark caramel flavor with subtle fruit notes from the Belgian yeast strain. Made with wheat, Belgian and pale malts, noble hops, and dark candy sugar. And on the back, all of Elst's cans are awesome because they have this whole grid on the back. And it gives you the ABV, which is 6.5. It tells you what style of glass to serve it in.
Oh, nice.
And then it has a hops and malt breakdown. So it's got noble hops, wheat malt, Belgian malt, and pale malt. And then it has a bitterness scale and a color level on it.
So is that like the equivalent of the little chili symbols next to the item on the menu? How spicy it is?
I thought you were going to say on Rate My Professor. Do you remember when there's the chili peppers on
yeah,
there?
I remember Rate My
Professor. Because
Professor.
some professors
they took
are
those
spicy.
Away. Yeah, they took those away.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I sometimes paid very close attention to those when researching what classes to take.
I did too in undergrad for sure. But yeah, I was so sad because I have a Rate My Professor. There's one review on it. But
is it a picture of Fonzie?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I really want to know, Cam, when you take a sip of this, I really want to know, do you taste any clove in it? Because Belgians usually have a lot of clove, but I feel like this one wouldn't because of the style and flavor profile you're saying it is.
No clove at all. It just tastes like drinking like a really beautiful malty caramel. It's so good.
I love malty beers.
What's the over-under on Pony Danza putting an Elite 8 Showdown review on Cam's Rate My Professor account?
That would be great.
Dude, that would not be great because that is my career. Don't do that.
But also, he'd give you a 5-star review.
Yeah.
And
still,
5 chili peppers.
Yeah, that'd be great. But also, professors actually, like, people look at that to see if we have bad reviews and stuff. So please don't do that.
Speaking of random things, I think Pony Danza put a review for the American Armed Reserves Defense Fund app for Android. It's like
hilarious.
A rating for it too.
Hilarious.
Going back to your beer can, I really like products that really stand out the color that it is. It's just big bold letters, brown,
and it's just gorgeous. Like Elst makes really good stuff.
It's like I like how whenever you ask someone what flavor Gatorade they got, they tell you the color.
It's the color. Yeah.
Well, would if they did that for all beers, would like Bud Light just be like yellow?
Yeah, it would look like urine.
Same going in, same going out.
Yeah, exactly.
Pisswasser, like what it's called on GTA.
What's the scale on? It goes to a 5, right?
Yeah, it goes to a 5.
Is that what we
like
typically rate it on?
Yeah, 4.5.
I'd give it a 4.5 to 4.75. It's really good, but it's not perfect.
Do you think this tastes a little bit like what is that called? A fest beer, like kind of an Oktoberfesty, but a little bit more malty?
Potentially, yeah. It's got a little bit thicker of a mouthfeel than an Oktoberfest.
I love my mouthfeel.
Yeah, thick mouthfeel.
Thick mouthfeel was my nickname in high school.
Mine was creamy.
just creamy.
Yes, it was.
Mouthfeel was implied.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. I can.
It was silent.
I can validate that statement. Joe's soccer jersey just had creamy on the back. It's kind of like juicy on the butt, but creamy on the back.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Now I just want some thick and creamy mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, I just had some.
Oh, nice.
So it sounds like you like that beer. Sounds like a good beer. What's that mug you're using?
It is a Pococktoberfest.
Nice.
Nice.
But yeah, it's just brown. It's just brown.
Love it. Love it. Sounds
it may
good.
look like brown to the plebes.
Cheese.
But it's actually amber. All right, Joe, what are you drinking?
Yeah. Well, in contradiction to what we were saying earlier in this podcast, I am drinking a hazy IPA from Pocock Brewing called Nanu Nanu.
Ooh.
I don't think I know that one. Is that newer or did that?
No,
like...
it's
an older one.
Oh,
they're actually technically bringing it back, but they're changing the name.
What's the one that had the other Mork and Mindy?
Shazbot.
Yeah,
More calling Orson.
Shazbot. More calling Orson.
Shazbot.
No, I think Shazbot because that was when Cam and I still lived there. I think More Calling Orson came out after we moved.
Yeah.
This is good. Your typical hazy. They're not overpowering, kind of like on the juicy side, but it's good. I like it.
Do you think is it more bitter than some other hazies you've had, or more on the fruity profile?
It's more of the fruity profile.
That's how I like my hazies.
Much more on the juicy.
Yeah, that's how I like my hazies too. I'll have to try that one next time I'm in California, which the California area. So
September?
Krager, yeah, I think September, October maybe. I don't know. It depends.
Disneyland?
Well, it all depends. Our house got pushed back to June, July move in, and if they push it back again, it may contradict what we were going to do to come back. So we're playing it by ear. Doodly doo. All right, Krager. That was a visual gag for the 4 people who watched the video. All right, Krager, what are you drinking?
So I'm drinking
house all day long.
Back and Robin. Okay. I'm drinking El Gallo Macho from Pocock Brewing. It is delicious. It is Mexican, and it is limey.
Ooh,
if you said those 2 words closer together, it would sound like it was slimy.
Nice.
So this is a Gallo Macho translate to.
The big old cock.
Yeah, there you go.
What does it actually translate to?
It's like a strong rooster.
Yeah, okay.
Basically
so the big old cock. Yeah.
Big cock.
Yeah.
The strong rooster. So this is one of their staples over at Pocock. Just had it in the fridge. Thought I'd have a little nice, refreshing Mexican lager. While we podcast.
How many limes do they use again? Like how many pounds of limes did they say?
At least 3 limes.
Well, the nice thing is it's actual lime juice rather than extract or artificial flavoring.
Oh, I thought they
awesome.
used
Exactly.
I thought they used lime zest. I didn't realize they used lime juice.
It actually is. It is actually a lime zest.
It's
a lime
Absolutely
zest.
right there.
Cool. Yeah, because I remember it was like some absurd amount, like 50 pounds of limes turned into lime zest. I'm like, damn.
But it's really good. Just imagine like your standard Mexican lager with a little more flavor and then some lime zest going on in there, and just quite refreshing.
Yeah, back in
Delicious.
the day when we used to do live shows from Pocock, man, I miss those days. El Gallo Macho was like my go-to when we'd be up on
crispy.
stage.
Those days, there was only like 3 of them before you guys left.
What are you talking about? We did it for like 4 months. What are you talking about?
Live shows at Pocock? We only did like 3 of those.
No, we did way more than 3 of them.
Okay.
I wouldn't say way more.
Like at least 4.
Like it's probably hovering around 4 and 5.
Yeah, you're right. It probably was 4 or 5.
Actually, I think it's probably right around 3 or 4 for Pocock because we did more at the Dues because they wanted us more for some reason.
Yeah, and then
You're
also,
right.
are you just confusing the times that we picked up Pocock and brought it to your
That too.
office?
Also, to be
Or
honest,
the times that we were just there for trivia.
well, I was gonna
Or
say,
the times that we were just there on a Friday.
I was gonna say
Or the times that we were just there on a Saturday.
or
Or the times
Sunday.
that we were just there on a Sunday.
I was gonna say, I feel like I recorded in Pocock more times than we actually did live shows there. Because like there would be times where it's like, "Hey Todd, I'm setting up my board. I'm gonna record a show from here." And like, all right, just stay out of the way.
We've done that a few times for sure.
Yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. All right, so let's move into our next segment here, which is random question.
I've got a question for you. Yeah.
All right, guys. My question is, where do you keep your sex stuff?
All
Well,
over the
mine
place?
is in between my legs.
His wedding tackle.
Perfect answer. Perfect answer. No, seriously.
like-
So I'll start off here. Why I'm asking this question is because as long as I can remember, I've had a old Loot Crate box that I took all the contents out, and I've kept all like condoms and lube and sex toys just in this big Loot Crate box for years and years and years. So it's like, I wonder where other people put it, if they're as weird as me and have like a designated area, or if like what they're doing. So that's why I asked.
I used to keep my condoms in like this cube I had that was just Chewbacca's face, and then you would take the whole thing would slide off, and it would just be full of those. But right now, I don't know, like in the closet in a box.
Yeah.
Not super fancy.
It's all in nightstands. There's 2 drawers on and filled with one nightstand, and then in the dresser there's another drawer that's filled with stuff too.
Damn it.
Oh, and then the other nightstand has stuff in it as well.
Joe
Good
has
Lord.
7 nightstands.
Yeah.
No. Well, there's 2 nightstands and a dresser, but if you were to put it all together, it's about 4 or 5 different compartments filled with stuff.
And then they have like little hidden spots throughout their house. Like, here's a vase, but if you touch this button on the back, it pops out a little.
It's more like if you open a door, like a swing comes out.
Oh,
Don't sit on that couch cushion.
yeah. And if you think that's
Or
you think
sit
that's
on it.
Ooh, squish. You think that's a little hole that goes into our attic? No, if you actually pull it, stripper pole.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go milking.
No,
Yeah.
not the milk table. Krager, what about you?
So that should be
Just-
next on the list.
I just keep it in my chest of drawers. Sock drawer.
Chest of drawers.
Pretty
Nice.
simple.
Chest of drawer in my armoire.
Yeah, I
In
guess
his, in his tube sock under the bed.
I guess that's the sign of growing up. You guys all have it in like dresser drawers. I'll move mine there once we move into the new house and I'm an adult.
There you go.
Yeah, but right now Loot Crate suffices.
Loot Crate suffices. I need to do something with that subscription, right? All right. So let's move into our next segment here, which is hashtag problems.
I feel bad for your son. I've got 99 problems and the bitch ain't one.
So this is the part of the show where we talk about things that are first world problems that we are upset with, but probably shouldn't be upset with. Sometimes things that legitimately we should be upset with, but not always. So let's start with Cam. What's your hashtag problem?
Tennessee drivers.
You
The
golf now?
yeah. I love it. You know when you get the stick, what's it called? A club? A club.
A driver?
That stick. You know that stick you get? It's
Yeah.
bent at the end. Oh,
Yeah, it's got that little foot on it. It's called the foot stick. No,
It's for when your bike loses its kickstand.
oh yeah.
I thought the foot stick was just a ruler.
Isn't that a yardstick?
Dumb. No, that's 3 of those.
It's 3 foot sticks.
Wait, how do you have 3 feet?
I have
You
also
don't?
one.
No, he's 3 knees. His name is 3 knees.
3 knees. Anyway, so the drivers out here, they are incapable of merging. It's not real. They go 20 to get to freeway speed, and it's still not freeway speed. And you have to like merge behind them. Or my favorite is that I have seen at least 40 different cars here flick on like their left turn signal and then go into the right lane or turn right. Like regularly.
You know how hard it is though to keep your hands on 10 and 2 and also put them up in an L shape to figure out which way is left.
It's the same on every car. Like you it blows my mind. But that's
like the antithesis of California. It's like California drivers, but like reverse. Like freaking, remember I was doing Uber and Lyft one time. I'm in the carpool lane driving. Freeway's pretty empty. And I see out of the corner of my eye an SUV speeding onto the freeway on the on-ramp. I'm like, okay. And I see them just straight diagonal towards the lane I'm in, but at the same, like a little bit faster than me. So catching up, and I'm all like, they aren't stopping their angle. So I just have to like slow down. And they just like go straight in the carpool lane. If I didn't slow down, I was getting sideswiped. They had no inkling that I existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like drivers just in general suck if it isn't me.
That's also a very good point.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the gratuitous use of the wrong turn signal is blowing my mind out here.
We kind of have something similar here. Like I've noticed Texas has really awful drivers, and I realize it's not that it's awful drivers. They've created a driving system that frustrates you so much that you just don't care anymore. Like everywhere out here are these like one-way streets that are on either side of the highway that you have to like go a mile out of your way if you miss your spot to like turn around to then go a mile back to turn back around. And all of these like suicide lanes are everywhere too, and no lights anywhere. So I'm like, people are just fed up with waiting. So they just gun it. And they're just I'm going. I don't care. Drivers suck. Okay, Joe, what's your hashtag problem?
TikTok videos that require you to go searching through their profile to find the damn part 2.
Oh my god, it's the worst.
Yes.
Stop making part 2s. Just get it all in one video, crop it, edit it, do whatever you need to do, get it in one video, and the part 2s.
Yeah, I'm going to pretend like I agree with the statement like I've ever been on TikTok in my life, other than clicking a link that Krager sends us all the time.
Hey, for part 2 of Around the Round Table, come listen next week.
That's why I am a TikTok hero. Whenever I send people videos that have multiple parts, I send them in order and I send them all the parts because that's the kind of guy I am.
Yeah, was it when we were Young Fest where you sent us a 4-part TikTok thing?
Probably.
Good Lord. It was crazy.
Oh, man.
All right, yeah.
You know what's annoying about it too? Sometimes the part 2 isn't even like the next video after. You have to like scroll, try to figure out where it is.
You got to read the thumbnails and crap.
Yeah, or you got to look for the one that says, just watched video to try to figure out where you were. Sometimes it's not even like the top video on their page. It's like months ago.
Yeah. That's right, China. You're
stupid.
Ridiculous.
You're failing at something, China, and it's TikTok.
Yeah,
all right,
China.
Krager, what's your hashtag problem?
So mine is a very simple one. Little backstory. God, it's almost like 9-10 years ago. I bought a TV, and then after a year, I bought a new TV. And so I gave the other TV I bought to my mother. And so she's used it for years. Then she got a new TV like a year ago, and so they put it in their garage. And so with Johnny and Aiden moving out, I'm like, I need another TV to put in the living room because Johnny took his. So Mom's like, oh, I'm not using that TV anymore. You can grab it. So I grab it yesterday, get it out of the box, pull it out, pull the stand out. I'm like, there's no screws. My amazing sister, in all her wisdom, did not put the screws in with the TV. So I have a TV that cannot be put on its stand because I don't have the screws.
Just prop it up on the side wall.
It doesn't work like that.
Get some gorilla tape and just like wrap it around a bunch of stuff.
I may have to, I don't know. I'm like, because like it's
mount it on the wall.
Screws, but like I have to figure out because screws are made by diameter of the bolt and then the thread count per inch. So it is not an easy thing to do to just magically. I think it's a screw. So yeah, it's quite.
Well, it
is like the epitome of a first world problem.
Well, if you need 3,000 screws shipped to Malaysia, I know a company I work for that could really help you out there.
Done. Send it.
So
send
also,
it to Malaysia, then back to me.
Then back. What was that word you used, Krager, when you purchased something in the past? Did you say botten?
Probably.
Yeah, he did. He had botten.
That's
Something
not a word.
I had botten.
Anyway, my hashtag problem.
Botten.
Botan.
My hashtag problem is that the word botan doesn't exist except for when you go to the botanical gardens. No, my hashtag problem is here. I'm just going to tell you, fart jar girl.
What is this?
Well, at least she went to the hospital.
Yeah.
Wait, whoa. Fill me in, please.
So there's this girl. Was she on TikTok or was she on YouTube?
No, she became famous because she was on 90 Day Fiance.
Yes.
Is that why she got famous? Well, I know about her because I heard someone on another podcast I listened to talking about that she was selling jars of her farts because she was addicted to farting for like
and
50
was actually making really good money out of it.
Yeah, like $50,000 a pop or something.
Yeah, no, not that much. It was
not that much.
It was, it was like $700.
Money.
Yeah, it was $700 a pop, but she was just selling so many of them.
Yeah, and then she had to go to the hospital for gastro problems because she was
forcing herself
to
fart so much.
She was like only eating beans.
She changed her diet to like beans only.
Yeah. That's my hashtag problem. That like this chick has so much money now because she farted in a jar. But what makes me more mad is people made her a millionaire by buying their farts. I fart all the time. Damn it! Why is no one buying my farts? I should be a damn millionaire.
Because you're not posting it on OnlyFans.
That's
coming
true.
soon. OnlyFans, wreck my podcast.
Yeah.
You know what's frustrating me is the fact that you're being very Elite Eight Showdown about talking about something that's like a month old.
I know. I'm sorry.
This is a little of a dated topic.
I meant to talk about this when we were supposed to record this episode a month ago before I got COVID.
About a month ago.
All right, so let's move on to our next segment here, which is Call Him Kreger.
Do you call him Daddy? We call him Kreger. Call him Kreger.
Okay, Kreger, this is where we talk about relationship topics with Kreger. I got one here for you.
Mm-hmm.
In the case of a broken engagement, who should get the ring? The guy or the girl?
Wow. I mean, I don't know. I feel it's pretty cut and dry. The guy gets it.
But it was a gift. When do you
broken engagement I have a question. Broken engagement or divorce?
Broken engagement only.
All
the
right,
divorce,
so
I feel like they get to keep the girl gets to keep it because it's been theirs for so long.
Yeah, I would say with a broken engagement, to get a little technical, it more lies on who broke the engagement. Like if the woman broke the engagement, she's choosing not to, therefore she is forfeiting a expensive, outdated tradition. And if the guy does something to do it, I feel like it's kind of I don't see why if it's a broken engagement, I don't see why you'd want it other than to sell it. And depending on how expensive it is,
you're not going to sell it for nearly as much as you paid for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of people who got their rings appraised after the wedding or the engagement, and they appraised for more than they bought them for. So
yeah, but did they actually sell it? Because appraisals and selling are like two way different things in jewelry.
No, they did not.
They'll be like,
they'll
be like, this is appraised for $28,000. You want $500 for it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you, GameStop? I would say
GameStop.
GameStop. Yeah, because
nice.
When you're done being engaged, that's where you get rid of your ring. Okay, fun times. TM. So yeah, I would say it kind of, you bring up a good point where the fact that it is a gift, so technically it isn't with the girl's hands. I would say if the dude does something, it's kind of repayment for the girl. She gets to keep it and maybe sell it or do whatever she wants or repurpose it. And if the girl breaks it off, I feel like it is the fair thing to do to give it back to the person, considering you are the reason it is ending. And those are usually extravagant purchases. So
it's less of a this happens all the time, but dependent on the situation at hand.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I can see it. The reason I was asking this is because I started watching that show Happy Endings. Have you guys seen that?
Oh, such a great show.
It's the one with Alicia Cuthbert?
Yeah, Alicia Cuthbert, and then Damian Wayans Jr. when he was like in between the first episode of New Girl and then like the third season. That's what he was doing.
Oh, yeah. Coach?
Yeah, Coach. Yeah, that's what he was doing for a little bit there. And this show's actually really good, but what's so weird about the show to me is that I feel like they're trying to be as crazy as Community, but also as normal as Friends. And it lies somewhere in the middle, and it just doesn't really work sometimes. I'm like, are you supposed to be absurdist, or are you supposed to be like a straightforward sitcom?
Interesting.
That's my 2 cents.
All sitcoms are a little on the absurdist side. That's how you have to present the entertainment. No one's going to watch everyday normal things. You need to be a little on the absurd side.
Seinfeld. Okay. So I would That is absurdist too, actually. But yeah, take my 2 cents. Go ahead, travel back to 1991, get on T-Mobile, and send 2 text messages. All right, so let's move on to our
pause. I see something. T-Mobile has actually like bought up so much of like the Spectrum network that like T-Mobile actually has
they own
autism.
I knew you were going to say that.
Damn it. That's my thing.
I knew he was going to say it because I thought the same thing.
Yeah, Cam. Autism is Krager's thing.
I'm
I think Krager forfeited what he was going to say here.
Yeah, we can move on. I'm done.
All right.
It's over. It's gone.
We're moving on to Stoked on This.
While we haven't heard or seen it, there is something to perceive. A novel type and hype, give us something to believe on. When they chose to focus emphasis, we're forming a hypothesis. But all we really know is that we're stoked on this. Stoked on this. Stoked on this.
This is where we talk about what we're stoked on this week in pop culture or life in general. Cam, what are you stoked on this week?
Recently, a video game came out called Pokemon Legends Arceus.
How is that? I haven't gotten it yet.
It is the single best Pokemon game ever made.
Yeah.
I played it and I have to agree. It is the greatest Pokemon game they've made just yet.
It's insane.
The only thing that would make it better is if your character was Ash Ketchum and you had a little Pikachu behind you, it would be exactly like the show.
I mean, how old would Ash have to be then?
You just start from the beginning, and every single chapter takes you through the next league.
But I mean, isn't this supposed to take place like hundreds of years before like the canon that we know?
Yeah. Before Pokemon and humans even existed together. Like Pokemon were just wild
learning
things
about each other.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's so fun. The only other game that I think is better than this that has come out on the Switch is Breath of the Wild.
The gameplay mechanics, or not the mechanics, but the gameplay looked a lot like Breath of the Wild to me.
Very similar.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to get that.
Similar.
Yeah.
I completed the main story, but I also played it every day for like 9 hours after work.
Jeez.
And I'm obsessed. I still play it. I'm trying to complete my Pokedex and get to the like final bonus mission. It is insane.
The only thing, the Pokedex is difficult to complete. Because it's not just like catch this one Pokemon and then its entry is into the Pokedex. You have to do like 10 things for this one Pokemon.
You have to catch it and like observe their behaviors and stuff. Like,
since we're talking about Pokemon, here's a good joke for Pokemon fans. You two will like this. I saw a meme the other day and they said, "This is what my life feels like right now." And in one corner, it's a Pokemon battle. In one corner is Magikarp, and in the other corner is a Metapod. It's like nothing's ever gonna get done.
Magikarp splashing.
Yep, Metapod
hardening.
So good.
But yeah, no, the game's perfect. I absolutely love it. Maybe can we do the thing where Pokemon has voice actors finally?
Yeah, it's
I would
a
love
bit
that.
annoying to read everything, and to the point where I'm like getting
dialogue.
Where I'm just like skipping. I'm like, come on, just get me to where I can catch stuff.
Which you could just say it in 12 words rather than.
That's also the name of Joe's sex tape.
Hurry through it and get to where you want to go.
Get to where I want to catch stuff.
Yeah, you're going to catch stuff. But yeah, so I'm super stoked on that. I love it. And then also super stoked. Yeah, that's it.
Nice. All right, Joe. All right, Joe. What are you stoked on?
Same with Cam. Pokemon Legends Arceus. That's been a big focal point the past few days in playing it.
Now, is it Arceus or Arceus? Because I've heard it pronounced both ways, and I don't know which one's right.
I pronounce it Arceus just because it's spelled that way.
That's how I pronounce it.
Okay, cool.
On top of that, the Rams have won the Super Bowl.
Spoiler alert.
Very true.
My second favorite Charger of all time got a Super Bowl.
One of my favorite Broncos of all time got a second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Von
also,
Miller.
50 Cent won the championship for just hanging around, literally,
and chubbing up.
Yeah, what'd you guys think of that halftime show?
It was bit more boring than I thought it was going to be honest.
It was fine.
I was like, whatever, but I thought it was going to be a little bit more like dramatics going on and stuff. But
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I still think two of the best were, as much as people shit on Bruno Mars, his was really entertaining.
Who shits on that? That was like one of the best ones I've ever seen.
Anyone's ever.
People shit on Bruno Mars. I'm saying his Super Bowl. I don't know. Just
with their butt.
That's a general feel I get. Anyway, and then also I felt J-Lo and Shakira was pretty fun too.
Oh, that one was incredible.
Yeah. I don't even remember that one.
And Prince's was pretty good.
Prince was good. I remember that one.
I'm just waiting for 2033 when Jessica Simpson has her time in the shine.
I like the Paul McCartney and the Justin and Janet.
Oh yeah, of course you like the Justin and Janet. Joe only had 4 minutes to save the world. So is that everything you're stoked on, Joe?
You know, there was more, and I can't even think of them right now. I know there was Pokemon, there was the Super Bowl, and there was other things I wanted to talk about, but they have left my brain.
Yeah, that's where I was at too. I was like, I got so many. Well, it's just Pokemon only.
I have a few here you guys might be excited for, so maybe I'll spark your memory. But let's go with Krager, and then we'll end with me.
So I got a couple. So first of all, they signed a bill where COVID pay is coming back in California. So I'm going to get paid for the time I wasn't getting paid last month with COVID. So that's very helpful.
Nice you got to take time off when you had COVID. I worked through it.
Well, sucks to suck.
Well, you worked from home though, didn't you?
I did, but it still meant I had to sit there looking how I look right now.
How long have you had COVID?
Since 1960.
Yeah, he's had COVID 18, 19, and 20.
And then super fun news, girlfriend Stacy, she officially has bought an apartment, a townhouse actually. So she's been searching for like 2 years. So really excited for her. She gets her first place. So
super dope.
Keys next week. And then last but not least, next month, before our next roundtable, I will be going to a 2-day wedding event in Tahoe because the bride's uncle is the new CEO of Amazon. So it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, you've been talking about this for a while. I thought it happened already.
No,
I did too.
Second weekend of March. I'm very excited.
Nice. Cool. Like my birthday weekend.
Sweet.
It's going to be on my birthday probably.
I'm going to be going to a poor people
March
wedding
12th.
in May.
A poor people wedding.
So a Tennessee wedding?
No, it's actually in California, but yeah, pretty much.
If it was a Tennessee wedding, they'd have the local wrestler setting up a ring for afterwards.
They'd be doing that.
In this corner, we have the bride.
And it's catered by Mountain Dew. And
Code Red. And Honey Boo Boo shows up to every wedding that takes place in Tennessee.
Geez. Oh, it's mandatory. Yeah, you have to get married by Honey Boo Boo.
Exactly. All right. So my stoked on this was the first thing is the Nope trailer. Did you guys see this new Jordan Peele movie coming out?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that just reminded me about what one of my things were. But continue.
Okay, so Nope. I mean, I love Jordan Peele movies. Us is probably my favorite movie ever made. I love that movie so much. I think it's like spectacular. Get Out's really good too.
Wasn't there another one after Us?
Yeah, it was Candyman. He redid Candyman.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I haven't seen that one yet. Honestly,
from what I understand, Get Out, Us, and Nope are kind of a trilogy technically.
Oh, sweet! I think the main guy in Nope is the main guy from Get Out. I believe it's the same actor. I forget his name. It's like it's kind of a crazier name. I don't know how to pronounce, but
Gerald.
Yeah, Gerald. Gerald's over there. Just Gerald. No last name. It's like Cher.
No, just Gerald.
Instead of Cher, it's Jer. The other thing I'm stoked on is that Boba Fett last 3 episodes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh, that was so good.
Yes. They were Mando episodes. That's why they were good.
That's why they were good.
Quick spoiler
that last
thing.
episode though is like phenomenal.
So good. Quick spoiler thing I'm going to mention here.
Spoiler warning. 5-second warning.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I don't care.
Cad Bane.
Okay, 1 live action Cad Bane. Greatest thing in the world.
Same voice actor.
The voice
too.
is the same.
Same voice actor. He looks so good, and you know he's showing up. He's showing up in Kenobi. He's definitely showing up in Kenobi.
Oh yeah.
And then the other thing, where like literally, I'm like out of my seat when Boba Fett leaves and he comes back riding a freaking Rancor. I was
that was so cool.
The love of kaiju I have is just like yes,
it was so good.
It was so good.
One thing that was really funny is I knew what they were planning on with like Grogu, which path he was going to choose, and I'm just getting more and more mad the more we're talking about, because I'm all like, he'll be so much cooler as a Jedi, but I know he's not going to do it.
He could still be trained as a Jedi. What about Tar Vizsla? Tar Vizsla was a Mandalorian and a Jedi.
You know it's not going to happen, because if he chose a Jedi, he'd be killed by Kylo.
Yep.
Yeah, but also What if he went and did his training with Luke, but then pieced out and was like, I'm going back to my planet, which is Yodelinga.
No. Also, Luke should never go into being one of those negotiators for like suicide people, because freaking, what do you want to do?
Suicide people.
Yeah. Do you want to go back to the guy who loves you, who saved you, who gives you frogs and candy and little balls, or do you want to stay with me, or show you a lightsaber little thingy, and then I make you relive the worst parts of your life?
Yeah, he did
make also him control things with your mind.
He did make him relive the worst parts of his life, which was kind of sucky of him to do that.
I mean, like, isn't Luke like trained the first like gray Jedi? You know, like.
You mean in Kylo Ren?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what if he was like, yo, Grogu,
can't you say the first
this.
gray was Ahsoka?
Gandalf?
Yeah. Gandalf. Ahsoka the gray and Ahsoka the white.
I wouldn't say Ahsoka's the first gray Jedi, because there's multiple in like Knights of the Old Republic and everything, but Ahsoka I think is like definitely the most known, probably at this point at least, for going away from the Order and kind of doing her own thing.
So like, Grogu could totally be both. He could be like this super dope little Mando foundling that is also a Padawan.
And I don't think Grogu needs training, because Luke even says like it's less I'm teaching him and more he's remembering. So like I think he's just kind of suppressed it because of all the trauma he's had. Now he's going to be like have all these crazy cool powers, and then afterwards like a little adorable
right next to the Rancor. That was so cute.
So
I will say two of the best parts was the CGI for Luke was outstanding,
spot on,
insane,
and then
Grogu
also
hugging Mando.
The Naboo fighder.
Oh, dude,
from Fast and Furious Naboo fighter was
the N1 Fast and Furious fighter. I love it.
So dope.
So good, so dang good. I love it.
Oh man,
oh cool.
And then my last thing here I'm stoked on is the Moon Knight trailers we've been getting. I have always been a huge fan of Moon Knight, and I feel like this show is going to do him justice. I am so excited.
True.
It looks
it's crazy though, with like one of the main villains died in real life. So like I don't know what they're going to do there.
Well, I think if you're talking about
kill him in the movie.
Well, there you go. That's it. All right, so those are my things.
Jordan,
the
one that I thought of, I thought for sure you were going to say. Did you see the Lord of the Rings trailer?
Oh yeah,
I didn't want Power or whatever it is.
I didn't want to bring it up only because I'm a little nervous now, because I'm such a Lord of the Rings fan, and this the trailer looked like a glorified video game trailer to me.
It's got over a half of. Well, how else are you going to appeal to Gen Z?
Well, I don't know.
Action-y.
Lord of the Rings had so many good prosthetic moments too. I was hoping it'd look a little bit more realistic. Like there were legitimate moments where I'm like, I feel like I'm watching a cinematic right now. Like that's how uncanny valley this looks.
That's what The Hobbit is like.
Yes, and that's why I don't like the Hobbit series.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm hoping,
I'm okay with it.
But granted, Lord of the Rings costs like so much more money.
Well,
doesn't mean they did good CGI.
I think Cam was going to bring this up. I think it's rumored that they spent about $1 billion just on the one season.
No, yeah, almost. It was
almost
like
$1 billion.
It was like $680 million.
Oh, I heard it was closer to $1 billion. Yeah, that's insane.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to watch it because I will check it out for sure. But
we all will.
Yeah. But I'm scared. I'm now scared. Although they still haven't, I was hoping in the trailer, although it was a shorter teaser trailer, I was hoping to see, what's his name? Viggo Mortensen, who played Aragorn. He's supposed to be in the show in some capacity. I was hoping we'd see him at some point. But
maybe we did.
It could be the hand.
I don't know.
The hand that was holding the other hand.
If that is something that would be shown in a trailer.
But we all know he's
a teaser.
He's been announced that he's going to be in it. You'd think that they would show that, but
a lot of people don't look at that kind of stuff. Like,
that's true.
I don't look at who's going to be announced in something because I want to be surprised by content.
Oh yeah.
Also,
go ahead.
Well, it's off topic. So if yours is still on topic,
mine's off topic too.
Welcome to Wreck My Podcast.
I don't know how true it is, but I saw a picture that showed the IMDb page for Doctor Strange Universe of Madness, the Multiverse of Madness. And Ryan Reynolds was listed in there.
Yeah, people are thinking Deadpool's
potential Deadpool.
Actually, I've seen this. So if you look at the poster for that, there's all the shards of glass. There is a shard of glass that looks about 95% accurate that it's like Deadpool going like this.
Well, here's the thing. there's a moment in the trailer, it's like a blink and miss it you'll moment, where he's going from some weird reality into what looks like a comic book aesthetic.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like falling through shattered realities. I'm thinking there's going to be a moment where you're going to get a bunch of cameos where like we might see Miles Morales and like the comic booky Spider-Verse world. We might see Deadpool. Like you might see nods. And also the most recent trailer that came out in Super Bowl. I mean, are we not convinced that's Patrick Stewart as
it's 100%
Professor
it's gotta
X?
be Patrick
Like, come on.
And then
the other two people look like Killmonger and Captain Peggy Carter.
No,
right?
no,
On the council?
one of the other ones is going to be Tom Cruise as it's called like Optimal Iron Man or whatever. He's like the Iron Man, like because you see Doctor Strange getting carried,
like his cameo in Tropic Thunder.
Getting carried. Shut up. Getting carried. I can't keep my train of thought going. When he's getting escorted by the Ultron droids, it is in comics. The Ultron droids are controlled by. I don't think it's Optimal. It's something like Omega.
Superior.
Iron Man.
It's superior.
Superior
Optimus
Iron
Prime.
Man, and it's going to be Tom Cruise.
Well, I don't know.
Like
I don't know if what
Lake
I was
Superior.
thinking was that the little Ultron bots
Ewoks.
were controlled by Killmonger, because in What If it's canon now that he was controlling the Ultron bots, which is what I thought. But I like this idea of Superior Iron Man doing it. That would be awesome.
It's a fact. Like Tom Cruise is playing. An
Okay,
Iron
good,
Man.
because I was like, how are they bringing Iron Man? Because we know that group that he goes in front of is the Illuminati from the comics. Like, and Iron Man was like a founding member. It was Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Namor. I think Black
Isn't
Bolt.
Superior Iron just like any stronger alloy?
Yes. It's also the name of a company in Burbank, Superior Iron.
Well, isn't also the dark or powerful Doctor Strange from What Ifs supposedly somewhat in this?
I think it's supposed to be the same one.
Bizarro Doctor Strange.
Bizarro Doctor Strange.
I think
Strange.
I think he's technically called
Doctor
Sinister
Strange.
I think he's called Sinister Strange in the comics.
Oh, that's stupid. That's a stupid name.
Yeah.
Why are they always trying to make things sinister? Sinister
Yeah, I don't know.
6. Sinister Strange.
Sinister.
The movie. Yeah. All right. So
Sinister Vega.
Was that what you were going to bring up, Joe, or was that what Krager brought up? Did both of you bring that up? Who brought up what?
Oh, no, that was Joe's thing. I just know more about it because I've become nerdy.
Oh, wow. All right.
Oh, wow.
He also can outlast anyone.
Yeah. He has, what is it? Never-ending endurance.
Endurance.
Yeah. Unstoppable endurance.
Unstoppable endurance.
Which I've gotten many a humble pie since that episode in real life, so we're good.
What was your thing, Krager?
Just real quick, I think
Getting
you
a
guys
little
should all
winded
check
there,
out.
are you?
Oh, yeah. You guys should all check out Legend of Vox Machina on Amazon. It's basically like Dungeons and Dragons meets Lord of the Rings meets raunchy cartoon. Just a little fun thing.
Oh, I've seen a ton of videos about this pop up on Nerdist, and I had no idea what it was. So
it's a fun little cartoon. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. It's just fun.
I'm also stoked on season 2 of Dungeons and Daddies.
Oh yeah, I need to go back and finish that.
Is it a podcast or is that
That's
a
an
show?
actual show. It sounds like
It's a
porno.
It's a podcast, and they
we've talked about it before.
not a BDSM podcast. And but it's a D&D podcast with these guys that go back into the Forgotten Realms and play regular
suburban
American dads get transported to a fantasy world.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
And they have to go
really
save
good.
their children.
Yeah,
it's
like
the best.
if they make a
so
dad
funny.
joke, it gives like mental damage,
Psychic
to
damage.
everyone, psychic damage to everyone around them.
That's amazing. That is so good.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's one of the funniest podcasts I've ever listened to, and season 2 just came out.
It's really good.
Yeah, go check
We
it
should
out.
probably move on.
Upload season 2 is supposed to come out next month.
Yeah.
Wait, what is season 2?
Upload season 2.
Oh, finally! Good lord, that took forever.
I'm gonna go pee, but you keep talking about things.
Hey,
I can hear
I'm
you in
just-
my headphones.
I'm just gonna plug it up, so you go do that while I plug it up.
Cool. I'm gonna go
Unplug
take
it
out
up.
the plug.
Yeah.
The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel season 4 is about, I think, just dropped, and that is a great show.
All right, guys.
I heard season 3 wasn't that great.
I enjoyed it.
Anyway, we're going to wrap this up because I think we could talk about this stuff all day about what is coming out and what's not, like Cam's pee. All right, so if you like this show, go check us out at wreckmypodcast.com, where you can find a way to go check out our YouTube video. You can find our Instagram. You can find our Redbubble store, where you can buy some merch. You can find our Patreon, where if you become a patron of ours and support us, we do nice things for you. Those things change a lot because I'm very inconsistent, but we really appreciate our patrons. They're great. They keep the lights on over here, so you can see my face, which, according to Krager, is not a strength this week. But anyway, go check out those places.
I said you looked like a hungover Superman.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. Hungover Superman. And then also, but if you don't want to spend any money and you want to support us, hey, go give us some ratings and reviews. Like those wonderful people. We read it earlier in the podcast. I actually enjoyed reading that super long story by Bunk to whatever. So whoever you are, please let me know because that was amazing and I loved it. It was great. All right, guys. So that's a round of round table. We will see you all next week.
I like it. I love you all.
Okay, so
bye. I love you.
No sign off. Great.
So
Thanks.
there was
bye. I love
this
you.
guy. So this guy walks into a bar. There's a bunch of meat hanging from the ceiling.
Say, ouch, that hurts.
I'm telling a joke for our fans. So the guy walks into a bar. There's a bunch of meat hanging from the ceiling. He goes to the bartender.
Why the long face?
Shut the fuck up. So he's like, what's with all the meat on the ceiling? He's all like, so we have a little thing here. You can jump up and try and slap the meat. If you slap the meat, then you get the rest of your drinks are free for the rest of the night. But if you jump up and aren't able to slap the meat, then you have to buy everyone's drink for 1 hour in the bar. The guy sits there and thinks about it and is like, nah, the stakes are too high.
Oh my God. And
goodbye, everybody.
What's that thing that happens in the Dungeons and Dragons podcast? They all just lost brain cells. What did they lose?
Psychic damage.
Psychic
they take
damage.
Psychic damage, baby.
All right.
Guy walks into a bar with a giraffe.
Also, Stacy says hi to everyone.
Hi, Stacy.
Hi, Stacy. A guy walks into a bar with a giraffe. Giraffe lays down on the bar. Guy goes up to the bartender, orders a drink. The bartender looks down and says, "Oi, what's that lying there on the ground?" The guy says, "That's not a lion, it's a giraffe."
Oh my God. All right. One, if I thought Krager wasn't as messy as he was in his room, I definitely believe he just has a check sitting there. But I also would believe that he had that check waiting for the opportune moment to pull it up.
Nah, I just have them all here because I sit down here and I no longer have to go to a bank like a peasant. I just take a picture on the Chase app and just it's downloaded.
Oh yeah, that's what crypto is, right?
Everyone's talking about.
Hey,
just
Jordan,
mobile banking.
Jordan, you know I love you dearly, correct?
Yes.
You look like shit.
Yeah. So no, I don't. So here's the thing: is I didn't get dressed or anything this morning. I'm wearing like a tank top underneath a hoodie.
Nice.
I feel like I look hipster. I feel like I belong right in West Hollywood right now. Like I look like shit, and I barely have any clothes on my chest.
You look like a hungover Superman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hungover Superman?
Yeah.
I was actually going to address this at the beginning of the podcast, just for the 5 people that watch us. No, I'm not.
Hold on. What should I? Cam, you get to pick. Should I drink blueberry key lime, El Gacho Mayo, Despicable Anniversary, or whatever else I have? Pocock.
Oh, dude, get a El Gallo Macho because I miss Mexican beer so bad.
I miss El Gallo Macho. That beer's so
good.
Yeah. We're almost out of blueberry. We're probably as of now we're probably out of blueberry key lime. So I have like 3 or 4 4 packs in my fridge because I'm like, I miss it. No.
Yeah, I'll go grab mine from Elst.
I know it looks like you're wearing a sweatshirt and nothing else. And
the sad thing is, I went out in public like quite a bit today, looking like this.
Oh,
got
man.
no shame.
Got no shame.
Corey just got a Nordic track today, and she's going over like all the cool stuff it can do, and you can actually adjust like the tension of the mat to where it's like mimics running on concrete or like softer and springier
really cool.
for joints and shit.
Nice.
I think the greatest feature Nordic Fit has is that it doesn't kill you like Peloton does.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't.
I forgot.
I loved it. So funny.
Go ahead. No, continue.
This has been Around a Round Table, a podcast that proves anyone can do it.